Spoon River News with your host, Sarah Nika. Weather with Sarah Nika. Sports with Jeremy. And a live update from our newsroom. And now your host, Sarah Nika.
Breaking news! Over the course of Spoon River's existence, many people have died. Many people have lived as well. Nonetheless, 244 of these people's epitaphs have been discovered, compiled into one book, whose origin we have yet to decipher. After reading through the novel, historians have deciphered an unforgettable legacy of many of the secrets Spoon River has held. Marital issues, deep contemplations, hidden pregnancies, not-so-hidden pregnancies, affairs, etc. will be revealed. These are their stories. Some of the first epitaphs discovered were those of the McGee family, Fletcher and Ollie McGee to be precise. The two had a complicated relationship, Ollie McGee dying due to the stress placed on her by her husband. Soon thereafter, Fletcher McGee passed due to the fear he experienced, believing that his deceased wife had haunted him. Next comes Amanda Barker, who experienced a condition that made childbearing a fatal task. Even with this knowledge, her significant other, Henry, impregnated her, leaving her to die a painful death. Because of this, there is an ongoing controversy as to whether or not his intentions were good. Another family in our town was torn apart through bad marriage, leading to the death of the wife, husband, and eventually the son. This family was the Pantier family. Both Benjamin Pantier and Mrs. Benjamin Pantier were kind people. However, the Mrs. was disappointed with her husband, disgusted even. The specifics of her death are unknown. However, she sent Benjamin away to live with his dog Nig, whom he loved dearly. When he passed, Benjamin was buried with his dog as well. Coincidentally, the couple's son, Reuben Pantier, also suffered from relationship issues, mourning the loss of his former teacher, Emily Sparks, who had taught him of the love of God. The specifics of her death also have yet to be discovered. Around this time lived a woman named Minerva Jones, the village poetess. Despite her love of life, once she found out she was pregnant, she wanted an abortion. The only person qualified to do the job was Dr. Myers. However, in performing the operation, Minerva did not survive. The doctor's wife, grief-stricken by her husband's crimes, died of a broken heart. The book also told of the relationship between Nolt Holheimer and Lydia Puckett. Nolt was accused of stealing another man's hogs, so, in order to escape his crimes, he ran to the army, where he was shot in the heart with a bullet. It is then discovered that Lydia had cheated on Nolt, and that, for whatever reason, had spurred Nolt to steal the other man's hogs. Some of the epitaphs describe the deep thoughts that went through the minds of their people. An example of this is Justice Arnett, who died in response to an explosion that knocked his docket on top of his head. The act scattered years and years of paperwork around him, showing him the painful meaninglessness of his life. Another man, the town drunkard Chase Henry, was rejected a burial on holy ground by the church. However, he received the greatest tombstone of all. Because of this, Judge Somers was very passive-aggressive, because despite his successes in life, he received a less extravagant tombstone. The list goes on. Robert Fulton Tanner was a man who believed that life is an ogre that messes with you until it gets bored. Cassius Hueffer, a man whose epitaph is so untrue that he's very irritated. Constance Hately was a woman who took care of her older sister's orphans. However, despite her love towards them, they rejected her as a parental unit. Harry Carey Goodhue was a spiritual brother to Chase Henry, the town drunkard. In his life, despite his good intentions, he had nothing but failures. Doc Hill was a man who did nothing but care for the sick and poor in his town. However, he was hated by his wife. Frank Drummer was a man who was entirely bent on memorizing the Encyclopedia Britannica. Julia Miller was a woman who married a man twice her age because she was pregnant and hiding from a man who sent her letters. Butch Weldy was a man who experienced firsthand the explosion at the Canning Works factory, which killed a few of the characters in the book. Last but not least, Dora Williams was a young woman who spent her life looking for older rich men to inherit the funds of. However, she was killed by one of these men by poisoning. These are but a few of the stories revealed within the confines of this book. Even so, generations of Spoon River secrets have been revealed, and I urge you all to take a look. I look so angry in this video, and I don't know why. I'm a happy person, don't worry. I guess I just believe that all newscasters have really deep, angered souls. Yeah, they do. And now for sports with Jeremy. Thanks, Sarah.